Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and I just finished streaming the Reverse Collapse codename Bakery. At least the first chapter was pretty good so far. I'm going to keep continuing to do that. I plan to stream it some more tomorrow, and hopefully over the next course of the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to eventually beat that game. And then I'm also going to try and slowly try and put out videos on the story overall for it on the YouTube, or anyone that just kind of wants to watch the story, because it is within the Girls Frontline universe. And while it's not gonna, I don't know how much references it'll make back to Girls Frontline games. It is connected, and it is takes place actually after what happens in Girls Frontline 2, because it's like 10 or 20 years in the future of that. But while streaming that, there was something that people were telling me, and I did confirm it when I got off here, and it does look like Girls Frontline 2 now is entered the global top 10 grossing amongst multiple regions, what it says on this post here. And for that, we are actually going to be getting 10 polls for free. And actually, I noticed when I went into the game that we've actually already got these. So what you want to do here is make sure you go into the game, check your mail. Everybody's going to see it, I mean, immediately when it pops up. But if you go into the tab here, go to mail, and then you look at... So you'll have one. It should be your top one here. You're just going to have an appreciation post here. They've reached top 10 on the top grossing game charts across stores of multiple regions worldwide. So I'm wondering, I mean, I'm guessing that's like every chunk of the global market, whether it's on mobile and PC, in the Halo Play, in Dark Winter, and all that. And I like how it's like the honor entirely due to the dedication. If you consider spending money dedication, but I mean, Klukai is definitely showing to be a big success for the game, which is really, really good. I mean, I've seen so many people getting V6s on it, and maybe it's just because I already have a lot of whales in my platoon, but just like when I go and look, like if we go here, let's see on the people I have available for adding as friends. I know earlier, some people aren't showing it, or was it friend requests? But I just seen like pretty much everybody had one, and maybe it's changed because I've already accepted a lot of them. But pretty much everybody I've seen had her, and had multiple dupes of her. And so you know a lot of them are working towards that V6 and the weapon. Like, okay, they already have planned out. So this person's probably going to try and V6 them by the end. And it's like this person here is probably going to end up spending, if they don't get enough by the end of the event, to get her all the way to the V6. And so we're just seeing a lot of that. I mean, my platoon has a ton of them. Now, I do have a lot of whales in my platoon, so it's kind of unique to that. It's nothing crazy there. I expect a lot of them are going to get V6s. But it definitely is showing that it is the biggest I've seen in terms of people pushing for that. At least in any of the gacha games I've played. I know there's some other games out there that are just as friendly as Girls Frontline in terms of your medium spenders, that make it possible to do this without having to spend thousands of dollars to pull it off. I mean, it's still about $600-700 if you want to pull a V6. But overall, they are doing quite well. But there was one other thing that I noticed here, was there's also another post up here. When I was looking at it, looked kind of unique to it. Let's see. Yeah, what did Klukai find on the commander's phone? What kind of secret are you hiding in your phone to make Klukai show that expression? Create your funniest, most likely guest on the phone and share it in the comments. That one, I was like, there's already memes with stuff like this, and they know what they're doing with this. There's going to be all kinds of crazy memes with this probably being made. I don't even know if it's safe for me. Well, this is a video. This isn't me live streaming. We can kind of see what people are posting on it here on Twitter. But I already know there's going to be some other crazy stuff on this that people are going to do. But it does look like they're going to pick some people to get 20 participants. Well, 20 participants will be selected to receive. That's kind of small in the rewards. Only 20 people are getting that kind of reward. I mean, a lot of people are going to post these regardless just because they're going to be funny. Ooh, that one's not going to be taken well. Oh, jeez. But, yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff I'm expecting to see here. That's what I'm expecting to see on the meme side of things here. is a lot of the fan service things. But that's kind of unique there. But overall, game's doing great. One thing I wanted to look at was over here on the revenue side of things too. So this was the January one. I don't know why it pulled up the January one when I looked for the December one, but at least it does show the December numbers here. So when Girls Frontline launched, they made 21 million. This is mobile and this was estimated. So these numbers, you got to take them with a grain of salt, but these are decent. This is a decent way to kind of see how well they've done. And so they went to 21 million or 22 basically on that first month. And then they dropped down, you always have that initial huge hype. They dropped down to 7 million, which is still really good after dying down from the big hype. And Macchiato did release in December as well, which she was another big hit. And so going into January, it was people would consider easier skip. So 7 million was actually still fairly good for what the month was. And I think it dropped down a little bit in February. But this does make me wonder how well they're going to do with Klukai, because I know a lot of people wanted to get dupes of her. And now there's a reason I think that Klukai came a lot earlier than it did in CN, and that the main reason is they don't want people to be able to just save for Klukai over time, because I know there's a lot of people who are pretty much skipping everything just so they could get a lot of dupes of Klukai, and so that's why they kind of moved her up front here to at least get that extract, make people want to spend more likely, and it looks like it will have worked quite well for them because of how great she is. But yeah, we'll just have to see how the numbers work, because it is she came out on the 21st, so we've got a good 10 days of people still spending for her. People that are maybe they get really close to V6 or V3, and then as the event's getting closer to the end and they realize they're not having that many more pulls coming in, they just decide at that point to buy some of the time limited packages, the ones that I basically buy, because those are the best bang for your buck, is those time limited ones that reset every patch, especially if you're going to be a medium spender. But yeah, overall looks pretty good. Let me see, was there anything else on the news on this as well? This is just mentioning the pop-up store. Now I didn't get to see, this would be something I totally would do in the middle of the summer if it was a little bit closer than LA. But all the stuff they're kind of showing here, that would be cool, sitting on her bike and seeing if you can last for 30 seconds. I'm guessing it's just like a one of those bowl thing, the bowls that you see at like bars and stuff. But have that figure. I already have this figure. It's actually in my background right here, if I can point at it correctly. Yeah, right there. But that is a really nice figure if you're someone that goes there and gets that. But the one thing that they had there, they're not advertising it here, is I think they were going to have a non-painted version of the Klukai figure, which I will absolutely be getting. And another thing is these mouse pads. I've seen them a lot online for sale. I do plan to definitely buy one, because I definitely need to upgrade my mouse pad here. I just have an old Rocketfish one. But a lot of good stuff there. A lot of the stuff I see on eBay, but it definitely is marked up because of the massive shipping. So if you are wanting to get any of this kind of stuff, this is going to be your perfect opportunity to get it there. But I think that's pretty much everything that I've seen in this last... Oh, that was actually yesterday. But, yeah, that's pretty much the update, though. The big thing was, though, we are all got 10 pulls, so anyone that is trying to get those last couple copies, there's your 10 pulls, but just make sure you're going to be able to pull over Michitu as well, because she's going to be a great companion to Klukai. And one other thing that happened today, I've already mentioned it in my Discord and all that stuff, but I did, on my stream, I was not able to get a copy of Peridia, but I actually was able to pull it off doing single pulls from the couple that I earned today. So as you can see, yesterday during my pull stream, I did lose the 50-50. Got a copy of Peridia's weapon, which now she's going to have an R2 weapon, but 30 pulls later, and I did get her on a single pull that I got today. And so I'm actually going to be able to build the full corrosion team, at least what exists of it now, once Michitu comes out. So that was pretty exciting right there. And it's right before Gunsmoke's getting ready to start, which I think it starts here. Yeah, it starts here in a day. So I'm getting her built up, getting her some pieces and all that. But yeah, I am definitely ready for that. But yeah, that was pretty much my news today. This was just kind of short notice because I just got done streaming. It's kind of late for me. But just make sure to get your polls because you have 8 days to get them. And if you don't get them, they will fall off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.